Hello boys and girls, how are we? This, some of you would have heard me talk about this on the casts. This bottle here is a cider. It's the Pear Cider. It's Wilko's Pear Cider kit I made. It's had probably a couple of months now to mature, and I've not had a cup. I've not had. Shall I start again? I've not opened a bottle of this for a couple of weeks now. So you get free balls ups with every Homebrew Wednesday video. Yeah, I've not opened this for a couple of weeks, and last time I tried it, it wasn't very nice. And the reason it wasn't very nice, I think, is because, let me just rearrange this. Hello. There is an artificial pear flavouring in the Wilko's Pear Cider. Now I use WLP 775 cider yeast, so I use proper cider yeast in this instance, in a desperate attempt to try and inject some sort of flavour back into this Wilko's kit. I've done Wilko's kits before, and I've done the Wilko's lager, and with additions that was fine. That was really quite a nice lager. But I've not done a cider before with the Wilko's kit. I've done the forest fruit cider, but not the pear cider or the normal cider. This is the pear cider. The forest fruit one was a little bit thin, but I suspect with these kits, as they're only 1.5 kgs, you need to brew them short, round to about 21 litres, which is exactly what I did with this. So on camera, this is my review of the Wilko's Pear. So initially there's decent enough carbonation in there. It's a little bit cloudy. We've got some chill haze because it's been in the fridge for a short while, but you know, we don't care about the chill haze really. It's all about how it tastes. There is an awful lot of sediment with these as well. I don't know why that's the case. Perhaps my mistake was to bottle it after sort of 8 days. Perhaps I should have just left it to settle for 2 weeks. And I think I'm going to put that into practice with all my home brews now, rather than, you know, following the instructions to bottle them after a sort of week or two whenever they've finished fermenting. I'm definitely going to give each one at least a minimum of 2 weeks in primary, because I do think it helps. It helps the yeast settle to the bottom, and also, you know, it helps the flavour get back into the brew. I'm not really expecting too much from this. I can smell it from here, and the best way I can describe the smell is pear drops. You know, the sweets, the pear drop sweets that you get, an overwhelming hit of pear drops. So here it is. Let me have a smell, proper smell. Oh, I'm dreading this. Yeah, man. Cool, blimey. Pear drop. Heaven or hell, depending on whether you like pear drops. I don't like pear drops, so perhaps that's the problem. And I do, you know, I will drink pear ciders, but yeah, decent enough carbonation in there. As I've said in the previous home videos, I've never really had a problem with carbonation, to be perfectly honest with you. I batch prime most of the time now. Occasionally I'll go back to the teaspoon per 500ml bottle method, because I do like my ciders and lagers to be fizzy, quite fizzy. But yeah, I mean, most of the time nowadays I batch prime. So let's give it a taste, folks. What can I say? Even the WLP 775 couldn't save this, folks. You know what? Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Maybe I just need to take the emotion out of it. Am I going to chuck it? That's the key, isn't it? Because I've got 3 crates of this in the shed. Someone might like it, you know. That's the thing, isn't it? If I save it for barbecue time, someone might try this and actually like it, and if they like it, they can fucking take it with them. Look, the real problem with this is primarily the overwhelming fake pear smell. It's fake. It's that sort of fake sweetener you can get, and the fake taste. In fact, you can't taste any apples in there. This is a pear cider. There should be some appleness in there, a little bit. It's not a perry after all, right? It's supposedly a pear cider, but I'm I'm trying to be positive, and I don't think I can be. Look, it's drinkable. It's improved on the last time I tried it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, in that the smell has died down a little bit. An awful lot of sediment in the bottles, but you know, these plastic bottles are pretty good in that if you pour carefully you can keep the sediment in the bottles. It's not too much of a problem to your normal home brewer, but if you've got some friends around, they're just going to do that, and they're going to pour it all into the glass, and they're going to moan because they've got a load of sediment in their glass. But you know, I managed to do a pretty good pour on that, and there's no yeasties in there. It's still a little bit murky for my liking. I would have liked a much clearer brew, but as the problem really lies with the taste and the smell, doesn't really matter whether it's a clear drink or not, does it? Someone may like this, okay? I'm sure pear aficionados will drink this and really love it. I'm not sure at all. I'm guessing. Some people, someone must like it. It's the same with any brew you make, isn't it? It's not off, okay? It's not, there's nothing technically wrong with it. It's drinkable. However, it's not to my tastes. It's too artificial. And I don't like the artificial flavourings, folks. Even in, you know, your commercial ciders and beers. I've been doing homebrew for a couple of years now, and I've got so used to drinking my homebrews, I very rarely, unless I'm doing, you know, a couple of cider reviews, I very rarely go to the supermarket or to the pub anymore, to be perfectly honest with you. And when I do, I really notice it, you know. It's a strange thing, isn't it? Your tastes become accustomed to your home brews, and when you don't have a home brew and you drink somebody else's, like Carlin or any other mass-produced drink, I was going to say crap then, but that would be wrong. You do know about it, don't you, folks? You know, I didn't believe that would be the case when I first started brewing. I thought, oh, you know, there's no way you're going to be able to, you know, but you do. You do really know the difference, and you become acclimatized to your own brews, and you know, home brew overall. Really, it's not even a 5 out of 10 really. At a push, 4.5. But as I've said, someone might like it, folks. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean somebody else won't like it. As I said, the carbonation is fine. Nothing wrong with the carbonation at all. There's even a little bit of lacing in there, which you know, don't necessarily look for from a cider, but it's decent enough. But it's just that artificial smell and the taste. It really is unpleasant for me, anyway. And this is, you know, a proper Spiegelau glass as well. I'm giving it everything I can, the best chance of getting a decent flavour out of this while I'm drinking it. and it's not working. So I apologise for that, folks. You know, you don't have to listen to me, okay? This is just my experience with this particular cider. But those that know me, you know, either from these Homebrew Wednesday videos or on the Facebook groups, will know that I pride myself in my ciders. I've been doing turbo ciders and beers and lagers and things for a couple of years, as I said, and I am good at doing ciders, but this one, I don't think it's my fault. I really don't. I just think it's that particular kit. It's the smell. It's just so fake and nasty. There's no real pears in there at all. It's a completely chemical smell, and I don't like chemicals in my homebrew. There's no need for it. Homebrews should be clean, clear, crisp and free from artificial bullshit chemicals. This isn't, I don't think. It's got that, well, I know it isn't, it's got that artificial pear flavouring, and it's not for me. I'm wondering how the normal cider will turn out. I do have I'm pretty sure I've got one can of that. What I'm going to do with that one is pretty much the same as what I've done with this. Brew it short to 21 litres, throw in some 775 yeast rather than the yeast that comes with the kit, to give it the best chance of tasting decent. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Thanks for watching though. Again, thanks for tuning into the casts. Always good to have an audience rather than just playing with yourself, if you know what I mean. And yeah, keep in touch on the Facebook Turbo Cider group, or I Am Me Here. You know where I am. You can easily find me on Facebook and things. So I'll see you on the next one, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more homebrewing news rather than just a taste of this sort of crappy old Wilko kit pear cider, which I am now going to go and throw down the sink. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Ta-da!